cambiado los hombres en la faz de la tierra. Por amor.
as I don't know, like Puerto Ricans.
Yes, we was at the parade.
I know with the
I feel like
babas and
that, yo.
everything.
So yeah, listen. Today we was at the festival.
Yes, we were. Anyway,
my
even
God.
though it rained, but rain or shine, people showed up.
And showed love, yo.
We hid in Burger King because it was raining.
Yep.
It was raining hard. So we had some Sundays, right?
Yeah, it was good, like
we were hanging out with
enjoyed the Burger King.
Gina.
Gigi, yep.
Gigi, well, in the screen. It was fun. It was so much fun. And we just made it to one stage and we stood there.
Yo, listen, we stood there. We stood at the KTU stage. They had freestyle, so you had Judy Torres there. Frank C-Bank was there. You had Frankie Cutlass. We got to see Sal Abatello.
Yeah, he was decked out and all in Puerto Rico.
We got to see this guy from Two Without Hats.
Yeah, shout out to Will.
We saw Will from Two Without Hats.
Let me tell you a story real quickly. When you're in those festivals, even in the parades, there's so many people that sometimes you don't recognize certain individuals. And I didn't recognize him. And he looked at me and he's like, Evie, oh no, you didn't, girl. You don't recognize him? I'm like, who?
Yeah.
And oh my God. So I'm publicly apologizing, Will. I'm sorry. But you were amazing. He sounded great on the stage.
He sounded great. Even
yes,
the Wepa Man's brother was there doing his thing.
And
rest in peace, Wepa Man.
And one of the guys from CSC Factory, Music Factory.
Oh yeah, he was there. Yeah. Oh my God.
So it was
an amazing festival. Like I couldn't complain about it. That gave me so hyped up that when we got to the parade on Sunday, the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and we went to cover it, was what was more exciting.
I know.
For me, like
you were decked out in the pava with the pava.
I had the
hat.
pava, I had the hat, I had all the salseros on my chest. I was trying to get everybody to sign that shirt.
And his chest.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was here on my chest, on my pecho.
But no, we had an amazing, we were hanging out with our LDM Network family.
Yes, we was.
We friends with, it was just an amazing experience.
And you know what was amazing? The crowd was electrifying. It was really electrifying. This is why I say to this day, I feel it. Like I could still hear the roars of everybody echoing through my head and in my heart. Like it was amazing. I couldn't believe the atmosphere that was there. It was so magnificent.
I know. I can't look, listen, and honestly, I want to say thank you to everybody that was giving out food. I actually made a full meal with all the things that you guys were giving out in the parade. Mira, I got sofrito. I got salami. I got chorizo. Oh my God, we got some other stuff.
Got some water, I made some fans.
Longaniza. I made a rice con longaniza with the sofrito that was given to me in the parade. Don't mess with me.
Yo,
yes.
we got a lot of stuff.
I did a whole meal with the things that were given out in the parade. Don't mess with me. I did.
Yo, I did the same thing. Like, yo, listen, I made some chuletas. I used that racao and sofrito.
Wait, I love your accent. Wow.
You know my racao. Racaito.
Recaito.
Racaito.
You see, I don't feel bad.
Yo, listen,
my Bible.
I'm Spanglish, yo. I'm Spanglish, all right? So don't mess with me.
My Spanglish is not very good.
But listen, it was amazing night. It was amazing day. Everybody was awesome. We got to see Luis Guzman. We got to see Javier Luis, the original host. That was a Latino Rudio. He was there. We got to see the Puerto Rican Yu-Gi-Oh.
I know, that was crazy.
That was crazy,
Puerto
yo.
Rican cosplay.
You know what's funny? They had the Puerto Rican cosplay going on, right? So, the Puerto Rican Yu-Gi-Oh was funny as he pulled out his deck. And when he went like this, he had my man, Roberto Clemente, as a card to choose to battle with, yo. That was crazy, yo.
Mark Anthony.
Yeah, Mark Anthony and several other people,
that was hysterical, guys.
That was awesome, yo. Like, I was like,
amazing.
yo, listen. Imagine pulling out Roberto Clemente as a battle. Yeah, that would have been nice to see Puerto Rican Yu-Gi-Oh. That was dope. And then, we got to see Boriqueña.
Yeah, they actually we got to see, I think, 2 or 3 Boriqueñas.
Yeah, we got to see.
And they were doing their thing. I mean, oh my God.
And then we got to see what was her name? The Mandalorian, the Puerto Rican Mandalorian, the female. God, she was awesome.
I mean, we got to see a lot.
We got to see a lot of people, and then even we got to see good friends. We got to see Jimmy. We got to see Lou Rock. We got to see a lot of people. And we even saw the king of the Bronx that was there.
Yeah, Ruben Santana.
We're stalking
you.
We're stalking you. You know what's funny? We had an interview with Ruben last week, right?
Right.
And then we saw Ruben at the festival Saturday, and then we saw him at the parade on Sunday. So,
I don't know,
Ruben, stop following us.
Yeah, I don't know about you. Stop following us. No. But mentioning Ruben, we're going to be covering the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Festival Parade this coming Saturday, June 14th, guys.
June 14th, we'll be covering that.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Come to the Bronx this Saturday.
And hang out with us, yo. Listen,
we'll have a ball.
Yeah, we had a blast at the parade. Yes, so if you come to the Bronx parade, man, I think it's gonna be off the hook, man. We got a lot of love from people. What was your favorite float?
Oh my God. No, you know what? Espérate, let me think. I don't know. What was that flow? I don't know. Some people that they couldn't sleep.
Yeah, they always.
That flow that they couldn't sleep. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, take an aspirin or something.
Yeah, like
Tylenol. Because they were like, yo,
melatonin, guys. Yo,
they no sleep.
They was like, no puedo duerme.
I'm like, hey,
duerme. No puedo duerme.
No, the best flow there was Teen No Sleep flow.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Yes, that was my
favorite.
And then we were sweating them, right? Because then when they were coming down, we're like, oh my God, they're coming, and we jumping.
Yeah, they was hype. They was like,
my God.
They showed that, yo, listen, I have goosebumps just remembering it.
The
energy from that flow was awesome.
Everybody was,
you know what I'm saying?
Jimmy was like this. Mm-hmm. I think he was like the king of the parade. I don't know, because Jimmy was just like on the floor like this. And I'm going like from all the way to the street like this.
Down, like,
hi. He's like.
He was. That was funny, yo. But it was awesome, man. Like the energy. Most of them came off the float. They went back on the float.
I don't know. Lou was running everywhere. I don't know where he was. Lou, I saw him at the beginning, and then all of a sudden he was in the middle and the back. I don't know. He was everywhere.
Listen. The love and the way they can't sleep. They can't sleep. Now I know why. All that cafe, that bustelo, yo.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? But they was awesome. That flow was one of my favorites.
And Joselito was in it.
Joselito was on that. Listen, man.
It was fun.
Whoever think you see Joselito on the parade float?
I know. He was chilling too. He was looking at all the putis in there.
Yeah, he was looking at the putis, yo. There was 9 putis out there, yo.
They were doing their thing.
Yo, there was a lot of putis. Right? They was walking and it was clapping.
Yes. There
was applauding, walking down the parade like this.
Do it.
I was like, oh my God.
Do it. Oh, hi, Jimmy. There goes the king of the parade. Jimmy was this was Jimmy in the flow.
Yo soy el rey.
Yo soy el rey.
El rey, Jimmy.
Hi, viva Puerto Rico.
Me llama Señor Feliciano.
But it was fun. It was amazing. The love, the energy, everything. It's just great.
It was magnificent. I enjoyed it so much
me
that
too.
What other folks you enjoyed?
What the other? I don't know. Like I actually enjoy all of them.
Yeah, they were all amazing.
Anything that okay. I'm gonna go there. I saw that it was like a little small. It was like the backup of a pickup truck. They had a lechon.
Yes.
Yo, you got me a lechon.
Yo,
when I saw that, I was like,
can
I get some?
I was trying to get a piece. I was running right beside him with the camera, like, yo, estamos un canto.
No, the guy looked at me like this.
He was like, I can't.
Stay away from my lechon.
He's like, it's not ready.
I was like, can I get a cuerito, please? No cuerito? No.
I like the Luis Guzman flow. It was dope. He did the Wednesday.
Nice.
He did the Wednesday design, but it had his face on the side of it.
Yeah.
So that was dope. I enjoyed that one. And then the Goya float that had Tito Puente Jr. on it.
I know.
Oh my God, that float was dope too. And
his sister Audrey was in it too. Yes. So that was nice to see.
So yeah, I was excited about those.
It was nice.
Floats,
I gave them love. They wave at me. They show me love and threw kisses. I don't know if they recognize me, but hey, I don't care.
Elvis Crespo was there. He was just lounging like this.
I know. He's like, hey. And we saw Omi.
Elvis Crespo looked
We saw Omi because,
Omi.
she's an influencer that became kind of popular, known the pandemic, cooking and showing, Puerto Rican dishes and stuff like that. And it was so nice and welcoming to actually like meet her face to face. And she was a sweetheart.
Yeah, she was
really nice.
She was awesome.
Yeah, there was a lot of influences there.
We couldn't get to speak to Olga that well.
I know she was.
That car drove by real fast. That car went like, and I'm like, yo, it's a parade. Why you going 20 miles per hour on a 5?
To tell her something. Let me see. And the car went like, yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I was like, okay, see you later.
You go 20 miles per hour on a 5 mile per hour parade.
I know. What's going on?
How you doing that?
What's going on?
Olga, we got to talk to you. Call us.
Call us.
Let's talk about that so we can get an interview.
Thank you. But no, overall, we had an amazing time. I was so happy just to be among family again, with the LDM, friends. A lot of people that we saw, and it was just it was an amazing feeling. It was really amazing feeling. Very blessed. Thank you to the LDM network.
That experience with the LDM family there was an amazing experience. I enjoyed it. Like I took in a lot. I learned a lot. I learned what to take from it. Say the experience was magnificent that I will never forget it. It's embedded in my head.
There's a video, I don't know, around that you and Charles were going like this. What?
Charles
was like this.
Yeah, Charles was.
And you too.
Charles was teaching me how to twerk in front of the crowd.
There's a video por ahí. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
He was trying to teach me how to twerk in front of the crowd. No, he was showing me how to, to engage with the audience. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see the floats, we're going to see that, and we're going to see all of that. But the most important part of the parade he was teaching me was that is the audience.
Yeah.
The people, the spectators that's there to see the parade.
That's
engage with them because they are the ones that, nobody really gets to see because those are the ones that, they on the sidelines and they talk about the celebrities, but the sidelines are the ones who come and make that place loud.
That support you.
And they show that support.
That do, hi, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie.
Hello, family. But, and it's so important to give love to La Gente.
Welcome in, Carmen.
For everybody that's just supporting you. They come through. They cheer for you. They
Ruben.
Yeah, hi, Ruben. All these good things is de La Gente.
Yeah, and you know what was awesome too? The love and the vibe about the coquille, man.
That's right. Man, don't come for the coquille.
Yo, man, you guys,
we got you right here.
Yo, you should have seen the they was putting that signs up and the protests about protecting the coquille of a national,
protecting our culture,
national treasure.
And it's not about political. It's just protecting our culture, protecting our beliefs, our customs. Like nuestra cultura. You know what I mean? And this is why I am so happy and so pleased. That we have a special guest coming up after the break that we're gonna take in a few seconds. But because he is an epitome of unity, He does whatever he can for the community, for friends. Not even friends, it's family.
Family.
You know, and that's what this is what we all about, and that's what we have to do and what we need.
And regardless, right now, regardless what you think, we may not know each other, but all our bloods run through the same veins from the same country. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Listen, we got to protect our people.
So I'm so excited for a special guest coming up. So come on back. We're going to take a small break now, and we're going to come on back with our special guest. Ba, 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 ba. Welcome back to the Latino Rudio. Mira, special guest. Mira, ay Dios mío, Lou Rock from Team No Sleep.
Team No Sleep in the house.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you guys for having me. You know, I appreciate you guys, and I'm happy to be here, man.
Man, listen. First of all, we would like to say thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for what you do for the community. Like, you go way out and above average people on TikTok, average people on Facebook. You just go way beyond. You go out your comfort zone and you do what it do to take care of humanity itself.
Absolutely.
And I respect you for that, and I commend you, and I just want to give you my love for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, when it comes to Puerto Rico, man, I go crazy, man. Big shout out to Team Playa, because there was a couple of Puerto Rican activists that I met when we was at 500 Pearl Street in Manhattan. We was actually we was in court defending Puerto Rico regarding the Cofino bond.
Mira para allá, ¿viste?
Yeah.
Ay, Dios mío.
And then that's when I met Jason Cruz, Judy Hernandez, Laila Mejia, Brooklyn Storm. I met a lot of powerful Boricua
influences,
yes.
Yeah. Right.
And we all got together at our cafe, and then we did a fundraiser. And I had Candela, I had Soundboy, I had Miguel and John Q, I had EC Salcedo, I had a lot of good people. And then the money that we got, we went to Puerto Rico, and then I helped, Team Playa to rebuild school for kids.
Wow, you see what I'm saying?
Look at that. That is amazing.
Playa en Añasco, y esa gente se votaron, man. So
big shout out. Yeah.
Playa, man.
Yeah, man, big shout out.
Beautiful people, man. I'm telling you.
Isn't amazing? Lou, I met you through our mutual friend Shirley, and and I just started seeing like everything that you building, putting together, and at the end of the day, it's always like you put it in your post, unity.
Yes.
And that's just my respect. Is just you do everything full of love, respect, and for the culture, and that is that tells a lot about you,
your character,
and what is your passion right now.
Thank you.
So we want to thank you for being always positive and always trying to be out there and show our culture in a respectful way, in a positive way, because a lot of people don't know a lot about the Puerto Rican culture.
Yeah.
They only see whatever in Hollywood or on TV, but I mean the roots of it. It goes way back. It's very touching, and I'm very proud.
Me too. Yeah. I think we need to be the Puerto Ricans here. They need to be educated because we got over 8 million people in New York City, right? That's and the sales tax is 8.75, but in Puerto Rico it's 3.1. The sales tax is 11.5.
Wow.
Makes no sense
that's
whatsoever.
Why when they say, "Oh, why everything's expensive?" Because it's 11.5. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Then this Jones Act is killing Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
it is.
Ever since they implemented that, and I feel that that United States owe us. We don't owe them.
Yeah,
they owe us.
Yeah.
This is why when I was at 500 Pro Street, we did a rally in front of Santander Bank, and that's one of the banks that was robbed in Puerto Rico. So we did a rally.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? So, Puerto Ricans, we need to get educated.
Yeah, we got to get educated, and that's one thing for sure. And that's one thing I've put into my own values too.
Thank you.
Thank you, studio audience. That's what I put into my own values as well, because like I grew up. I'm half black, half Puerto Rican, and I grew up not trying to learn the Spanish. Grandma used to pick on me, all the time. Maquito, aprende, you need to learn your culture, And then as I got older, I ended up embracing what I had to embrace, because for the simple fact, I remember Spanish people used to try to curse me out, mostly Dominicans, in Spanish, And they try to curse me out.
That always happens.
And so I made it my mission to learn and learn what I had to do and try to speak as much Spanish as I can. And there was times I had to work jobs with Mexicans, and I had to learn that Spanish, So just learning to speak the language and to learn my roots, and even checking out the history. And then when I went to PR, that's when it really hit me the most, because you feel it. My family's from Ponce. They show you the Cruceita, and they show you how the people who, passed away through that mudslide, and you feel the passion in there. And being in there, they even told me I played dominoes with them, right? Early in the morning you go into the little placitas to the plazas, and you have your beers with them and you play dominoes, and they was like, and so I beat them, and they was like, mira, you know what, Papa? Tú te allá, pero tu sangre te aquí. Yeah. And that what solidified that, listen, hold on to what you're supposed to know, your own culture. You have to hold on to your culture, because at the end of the day, the past is what teaches you who you are now.
And it's crazy because my cousin Brenda, big shout out to Brenda Rodriguez, and she told me, Luis, tú sabes que tú naciste aquí en Nueva York, pero tú eres más boricua que nosotros.
Look at that.
What I do, and you have to do it from your heart, man. I'm telling you. Man.
Yeah, and that's your lesson.
Not only Puerto Rico, but I also supported Abrazos Dominicanos for over 10 years.
Ah, look at that. Wow, look at that.
And
look at that.
Charles was there too, and Abrazos right there, Boricua too. You know what I'm saying? We did a relief purpose for Abrazos Dominicano, and then also Mexicano too, the Mexicans.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And then we did that big relief purpose for Puerto Rico due to Hurricane Maria.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Fat Joe, man, because he did a big donation, and estaba Ruben Diaz Jr., Senior,
wow,
Marco Crespo, remember, and Rafael
that's
Salamanca,
amazing.
Luis Sepúlveda. We had it was a
that's amazing.
Effort.
Oh my God,
man, that's amazing,
That's amazing. Look at that.
Yeah. Listen.
So this unity, it's possible. It's possible to unite and just, help each other. No matter what the circumstance, but please help each other. Learn, educate yourself, like you mentioned. You have to educate yourself, and it's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it is true facts that you do have to educate yourself, because other coaches hold on to their own, raza. You know what I'm saying? They hold on to it with mucho gusto. And I feel like, even though we have a parade that's a national, thing that happens every year, most of us forget who we are, even our children. Just because they was born here,
Francis.
they forget. So you have to remind them of their roots.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Shout out to Survivor too, Jimbo.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yes.
Love actually the guy the godfather for her son.
Wow, man.
I'm her, his godfather.
So what's next? What's the next step, Luke?
Yeah, well, I know that there's something happening soon.
Yes, and I want,
tell us.
Woo! Too, man. Charles, right?
Charles, you better go.
So we're gonna on June 22nd, we're gonna have a big street co-naming. And as a matter of fact, we was fighting to get the parks co-naming also, and I think that's gonna be in effect. But we're gonna have the street co-naming and block party of Hector Lavoe. June
Oh my
22nd.
God.
That is amazing.
I did my homework on Hector Lavoe. Why? Because a lot of people didn't know that he used to live in 1119 Bryan Avenue.
Mira eso.
Wow, in the Bronx.
I think he moved then after that he moved to Spanish Harlem.
Right, he was in Spanish Harlem.
Yeah.
But entonces no le gustó Spanish Harlem. And then he
Pero
moved
después
to the
vuelve para el
Bronx.
Bronx.
And then he moved in with Priscilla, his aunt. And as a matter of fact, she's also going to be there too.
Wow.
That's amazing.
We did it was actually a big presentation for Hector Lavoe, and it was crazy because there were a lot of broken promises with his son, because a lot of people didn't know that he had another son.
Wow, man.
Son.
Biological.
The other one died. So they didn't know that he had a son. So I went to his house. Me and Frank, we were the one that actually got this project together, since October of last year.
Wow, look at that.
To get all that finalized, and to a big shout out to Rafael Salamanca, because he's the one that's going to approve it, and then also
Thank you, Rafi.
Thank you, Rafi.
And the one that was helping me big time too from the community board number 2 is Rafael Savedo from district manager for community number 2, and also Cynthia Baez.
Wow.
They're the ones that helped me, with the street, with the permit. I got the permit for the park. I got the permit for the street. I got permit for the sound.
The sound.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
You see how difficult it is to.
It's not easy.
It's
man.
not
easy,
so you gotta give it to him. He does the footwork.
It's the passion, the passion.
The passion, and listen, and when you're passionate for something, you go out and get it for yourself, and that's awesome, because like. Just to get the permit for certain things is hard, and then you gotta, and then to get approved, and then you gotta get a sound and get that approved.
You need to actually present assurances.
Yes.
Ay, Dios mío.
And vendors and this and that, and then going to the council meeting, going to the board meeting, and then talking to the people from the 42nd precinct.
Oh my God, yeah. So this way you could get the sound.
To get everything finalized, and then God willing,
Oh
and
my
also,
God, that's amazing.
We're gonna have Miguel and John Q. They're gonna perform, and the Defense Band. They're gonna perform. Also Rated R. This guy, he was on my flow.
Yes, I
Yeah,
saw.
I heard of Rated R.
Yes.
Rated R. You gotta hear this boy. Rated R. Big shout out to Rated R. Miguel and John Q. I love those guys to death, man. And then also, we're also gonna have
Wow, look at that.
So that's gonna be
and we're gonna
that right there's gonna be
Joe
a blast.
Lopez, he's gonna represent it there, Hector Lavoe. We're gonna have also a legend, Yolanda Rivera, Ponceña.
Wepa.
Look at Edie.
Mira, Edie wants
Edie's
to
like,
go.
I want to go.
Edie's 1119. I use 1119 as a landmark,
Right.
because 1119, once you're in front of the building, right next to 1119 is East 167. So we're gonna close 167 all the way to West Farm. So we're gonna close.
Oh my God,
It's right there.
that's right down the block from me.
I know.
So we're gonna do that, but actually, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have the street co-naming, right? That little park is called Bryan Triangle.
Right.
So we're gonna do the street co-naming right there, and then I can't wait for his son to actually pull that sign.
Wow.
And then it's gonna be from 11 to 12. So we're gonna have a lot of guest speakers. Salamanca is gonna be one of the guest speakers, and then from after 12, and then that's when we're gonna follow with the block party.
Oh my God,
So
man.
olvídate, hay party,
And I
olvídate.
forgot too, big shout out to DJ Rich, and also DJ Andy, one of the best DJ salseros around. Very
Wepa. Oh my God.
It's gonna be.
It sounds like it's going to be a big event, because you have several DJs. So, wow, so the permit for the sound is probably more than for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Wow, so it's going to be
from 12 to 6. So everybody could come. They're all welcome, and then too, it's free.
Oh my
Es free.
God, look at
Mira,
that.
espérate. Vamos, que vamos, it's free.
Es gratis.
Charles,
No,
vamos, es
Yo,
gratis. We're going.
Listen, it's
No excuses,
it's
guys. No excuses.
It's not really free because all you got to do is come in and show your love and pride for Hector Lavoe, and
And everybody else.
and just give your heart, and that's what I feel like you're paying.
Yeah.
Your tribute to Hector Lavoe, and that's what you're paying.
Yeah,
I think that's awesome, yo. I can't wait for it. I can't wait to see it, yo. Listen, you the man, yo.
Yeah, he's the man. And
You do your thing,
you
man.
always try to get, you give back to the community. You always try to, work things. Yeah, you always working. You're always working, like,
Yeah, always grinding.
always trying to like plan something. Let's get together again. The word unity, it's amazing. Ay, Dios mío.
Edie's like, yes, I have my chair and equipment ready.
Oh
so
my God.
She has a bag of maracas and
Yo, that's a Boricua right there. You know the Boricuas always gotta have like the silla, the little chair with them,
she has
and the little.
everything.
Right.
She has a Guido.
Bring your chair, bring your cooler, and then as a matter of fact, that since we're gonna close down 167 all the way to West Farm, so we're gonna have the bakery right there. I already spoke to the owner from the bakery, the owner from the store, the owner from another store. They're gonna be from another piece
Mira
of shop.
pa' allá, qué
so it's
bueno.
right there, close by. So
It's gonna be great.
so it's gonna be great.
So hay comida,
Man,
there's,
yo, I
there's
can't believe it.
music, there's good vibes. I mean, come on.
And big shout out to the one that's been helping me too, man, is Hector Aguilo, another legend.
Wow.
Also, Yvette Soto también, she's been helping me out. She's gonna have Joe Lopez representing Hector Lavoe. He works for her. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? So that's another
That's
thing. So it's a collective
wonderful.
effort, man, and I like that, man. I love it.
Oh
it's all about it's all about unity.
Now we
Exactly.
understand. Now we understand the name Team No Sleep come from.
Yeah, he don't sleep.
He don't sleep.
Guys, he don't sleep.
I mean, seriously, man.
You know?
He don't
honestly, I
sleep at
about
all.
2 or 3 hours because I'm gonna tell you the parade. People think it's easy, but
It's
wait till you
not.
experience it because you
It's not.
you gotta talk to the guy that handled the float. Big shout out to Robert DeVito because all I do is tell him, look, do what you gotta do. And this float, he put a mocro, he put a big design, beautiful. He made it beautiful.
Yeah, that was all amazing, yo. And how many days it took him?
Yeah.
I think it took him a couple of days, and the thing is to get the DJ together and then to get the sound, then to distribute the shirts, distribute the wristbands, and then to meet people at
I know. It's a lot. A lot. It takes a lot.
And
It's a
on
lot.
top of that, man,
Ay,
my
Dios
adrenaline
mío.
was flowing. You saw me, guys.
Yeah, he was like running.
It all got contagious.
Yep.
We were all running around, but I was running all over the place.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, the next day I couldn't walk, but it's well worth it.
Yeah.
I know. That's how.
I
it
thought
was
you
an
would have
experience.
lost your voice.
No,
I know. He could speak.
I was surprised.
Ay.
I was like, wow. I'm just blessed, man. Just to when I go to Puerto Rico, man, it's just I'm in awe, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it, man. People just don't understand, man.
Yeah,
It's
they
crazy.
don't understand. I understand what you mean. When you go to PR, there's this spiritual essence
Exactly.
Right.
that comes into you.
Yeah.
And you
It
get
comes into you.
sentimental because I don't know if
Like-
anybody out there gets. I get sentimental. Like even when I like landing, I get sentimental. Even for anything there, I get sentimental.
First of all, when you
because
get-
it's just such a proudness and it hits right.
Yeah, it does. And yet, listen, my favorite part is when you get to PR and you landing, right?
Oh my.
This is only one thing Puerto Ricans do, and nobody else does it. Everybody applauds when the plane
Yes.
lands.
It's
my
true.
God, right?
It's so true. It's so true.
Yo, that only Puerto Ricans do that, yo. Like I've been places and I've never seen planes land with those claps.
Yeah.
No,
You know
they
what I'm saying?
don't.
Only in PR
They kinda
they do
dry.
that.
I
You
don't
what
know
I'm
what's
saying?
going on.
Like they like we made it safe. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? It's like a sweat there and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then once you get out and you walk in, the air, the trees,
the
the smell, the
Everything.
sound,
Everything.
the hospitality.
Hospitality.
The hospitality, it's like off the hook, yo.
And you know what's so crazy that when you go to the Guabate, Los Piñones, and those places,
Ay, qué
the way the
rico.
people are, right, that they make you feel comfortable. They make you feel
Yeah.
at home, man.
Yeah.
They do. They really do.
And it's crazy because, Puerto Rico's always going through a lot of, stress. And con todo y eso, we are a resilient group.
Yeah.
We sure are.
Wow.
I always said that we'll make it anywhere. We'll make it
I always
anywhere.
say we Puerto Rican MacGyvers.
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Regardless,
We make it happen. And then you know what thing? They do know how to transition into everything that needs to be changed. If it changes,
we adapt to anything.
We know how to adapt to it, and exactly
we will adapt to anything.
You know,
I'm telling you. You go to Alaska, there's Puerto Ricans there.
Yeah.
You go anywhere, there's a Puerto Rican there with a flag, because that's how much we love it.
Yeah.
So it's just an amazing experience. So, you know, with all this, you know, how passionate that we are, please come through June 22nd. And show that passion. This is something that is an amazing accomplishment. And a lot of people work hard for it. Lou worked hard for it. Just give it your all, attend, show some love. Get that place packed.
Yes. Follow our page. We're going to be posting the information.
And right here, the Latino
and
Rudio,
on the Latino Rudio, we're going to be posting the information as well. You know, so this way we could go and, you know, see the tribute to Hector Lavoe, the naming.
And I'm going to tell you something, my brother. Not a lot of people know, Evie, that I was part of the street corning of Candela.
Wow,
mira eso.
You know what I'm saying?
Mira eso, wow.
And big shout out to his mother, Antonia, we still keep in contact.
Oh,
and,
my God.
When we did that street co-naming, man, it was a beautiful thing. So I said to myself, this is my second, another Boricua, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, yo no sé, tú estás como que...
Yo, listen,
he's in charge of naming all the streets in New York.
You know, Lou, may I rest in peace, you know, God forbid, you could name my street for me.
No, you know what we need? We need a Lou Rock way.
Oh,
we need a Lou Rock way.
Straight up, we do.
Yes.
I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen.
Listen, let's start working
if you make a Bronx Papito way, we're going to make a Lou Rock way.
Listen.
We're going to take over Black Rock and make it Lou Rock.
I want to have Lou, I want a two-way named Evie's Way. Two-way.
Two-way street, right?
Not just one way, two-way.
Oh, straight up, that'd be nice, yo.
But seriously, I mean, it's a you know, you're an amazing individual. Since I met you, it's just been, you know, it's just been an experience with you. You know, just watching you. You know, every time we get invited, and I get blessed to be invited in a lot of the projects that you do, and it's just always you give it your all. You give it your all.
Yeah, and I met Evie through like Shirley, and she went to my Super Bowl because a lot of people know that February was my 10th annual Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yo, listen, I literally went to that Super Bowl party.
You went to the last one.
She
but
does.
I went to a couple of years,
It's true.
Super Bowl.
She told me about it, and, you know, like I said, I lived down the block, you know, the train right away. So she was like, is that Willie's Steakhouse? I'm like, yo, you know what, let me.
And I told her, I'm like, no, they do it every year.
Yo, listen.
It's great vibe.
Listen,
no play,
I want you guys to understand this. And listen very carefully. Team No Sleep comes in deep. They go in maybe 100, 200 people deep into Willie's Steakhouse.
That's very deep.
Willie's Steakhouse, they take over the whole thing. And
it was
the
like
bar.
positive. Like you walked in and it was just the energy was amazing.
The energy is so amazing. And then you got Puerto Rican flags flying all over the place while watching the game.
You know what I do? It's actually, you know, public, but I make it private because what I do is I assign tables.
Right.
You know, all my family and friends. So once I have all the tables and you know, they're assigned to all my family and friends, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be predominantly Team No Sleep.
Team No Sleep.
And I do that because, like Janet, she's the owner of Willie's Steakhouse.
Yes.
She came out and she asked me, Louis, you know everybody here? And I go, yeah. She said, I never seen this in my life. If you all saw that, she said that. Because, you know, owners, they're very observant.
Right, they are.
You know, who's a drinker or whatever, right? But she came out and she said, I've never seen this in my life.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, that I felt the vibe. And I got to give a big shout out to Team No Sleep family, man, because not only that they support me, but they doing their own thing too, man.
Yeah.
I support them too.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody in Team No Sleep individuals do their own separate things. It's not just Lou. And what it is, yo, listen, the love you guys do for each other is just magnificent. And I love that y'all support each other's ideas.
Yes.
And y'all say, listen, if we want to do this, then let's do it. Let's do it. Let's find a way to do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you do it. That's why y'all don't sleep. Because y'all always keep on trying to move to the next good project to do.
And you know, I give a big shout out to my brother Jimbo. Man, I can't even say much about this brother. I really love this brother because he go out his way. You know what I'm saying? And I know there's times, like I said, my TNS brothers, sisters too. I know they're going through it and stuff like that. But what I do, I tell them, listen, come through at least 3, 4, 5 hours of enjoyment. The rest will take care by itself. Once I see that they smile and the owner's happy, that's like they're giving me $1 million.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it's, listen.
Shout out to Jimbo, man.
And listen, and you know, this is what I'm saying, because when you set up an event like that, like you did at Willie's Steakhouse, everybody comes through. Nobody says, "Oh, you know what? I got this to do. I got that."
No,
everybody showed up. They made up and they showed up, and they didn't make you look like you was a liar. You know what I'm saying? Like when you talk to the host, yo, listen, I got 200 people coming through.
Yeah.
Those 200 people showed up. And then when she said, yo, I can't believe, you know, people, you know, there's many people, she has to be like, yo, you know what? This man is a man of his word.
That's the respect they have for you.
And that's the respect they have for you.
Because when you mean business, and you're very clear and you're very positive, and I think that's what they see.
Yeah, and the thing is that what I like to do also, I like to acknowledge the DJs.
Yeah.
Because there's some DJs that they have their organization, but there's some DJs that they just by themselves. So big shout out to King Kong, because this guy is very, he's very animated. Big shout out to Radar. I also had, over the years, Club Killers. I always work well with these guys. They bad. They all bad.
Because DJs they don't receive love. They don't get the love that they deserve.
Every time when I go somewhere, guys, I always acknowledge the DJs.
You have
to be acknowledged.
You have to.
That's right. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. So I do that, and then also in August I'm gonna have my 11th annual barbecue.
Oh my God! Ooh, that's awesome.
You know the date?
Well, I'm gonna do it either probably maybe before the 18th or after. I'm not really sure yet, but I'll keep everybody,
definitely.
Keep you guys posted.
Yeah, keep me posted.
I always keep it cultural, because when you go to the, as a matter of fact, when you go inside to Orchard Beach, you stay on the left-hand side of the parking lot. Yeah. And then we're gonna be on the grass area.
Okay.
In the middle on the grass area. And you're going to see 2 big trees with 2 big Puerto Rican flags. I always keep it cultural.
Siempre, viste.
I had Bomba y Plena. I had big shout out to Wilson Lantigua, also Carl Matthews, Nelson Ramirez, may he rest in peace.
Wow.
I had Ivo Tirado perform, Chris Tirado, Samboy, Candela, Catherine Gambino. Man, it's crazy. Man.
Wow.
Everybody is, we keep it cultural, man. It's a blessing. You see over 200 people, man. And
you have a good time. Like, every time I have a good time.
Yeah, I do. Listen.
Oh my God. Like, I have a good time. And, if it were, because the last, for the Super Bowl, it was a great restaurant. The food was amazing.
Yes, it was.
It was the whole vibe, the music. I mean, it was just, it's just out of this world. It's out of this world.
And the funny thing is, I forgot how Willie's Steakhouse was, because I used to go there before years ago. And they had good food, and then they usually have live bands.
Pero espérate, now he's going back. He's gonna come back.
I'm going back because people thought they actually played there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen many salsa artists work there, and they're awesome. And it's been like so many years into that
the history.
You invited us, and when I went there, I was like so gassed, and I can't even tell everybody what the experience I saw, because listen, the family fun. Like, if you ever see a family Thanksgiving, this was a
like
family
a big dinner, like Sunday dinners.
Really big, Boricua food, and the football game watching, and everybody did contribute. Then not only that, he was also giving out raffles. There were raffles being given out.
So there was giving gifts and stuff
like that. So everybody was there for the enjoyment, the good time, and the fellowship.
Right. Yeah. And the thing is, like a couple of years ago, when Maria Rodriguez, from Mary Kay, big shout out to her. Lena Persona, that's another one too. And they had their own raffles and stuff like that. And I said, you could do it in my barbecue. I don't care. I don't even ask for no percentage, because I'm not like that.
Yeah.
You do your thing. This is your barbecue. So there's a lot of people that have their events and stuff like that, and they get their money. which I'm happy, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we all family, so we have to do it as a team.
Yeah.
Lou, do you have a big goal? Like, do you have, like, man, I want to do this great event or something that is just going to be like the impossible that can become possible? Do you have
there gotta be
like
an event like
something
that?
Something like, man,
I just want to. Big event that he has in his mind, then he probably could go to sleep.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, this Hector Lavoe, man, it was since last year.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's crazy. And big shout out to Frank because he was helping me too. But we did it together. But,
that's amazing.
You know, this Hector Lavoe, you know, to talk to his son.
Yeah.
And at one point, you know, the mother told me that he didn't want to do it, and because there was a lot of broken promises in the past, like I said, because he wasn't being acknowledged.
Right.
Yeah.
You know
and he was skeptical about all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm not gonna do it. So then I went to his house. I showed him the boat. I said, "It was this thick," and I said,
"Listen, I'm in business. Yes.
I want you to put a sign. I want the world to know that you're his son." You know what I'm saying? So then when we went to the board, and when I did the presentation, then I acknowledged him and says, "This is Hector's son, Jose Alberto Perez." And he came out and he said, "Louis, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't believe you. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for everything." He gave me a hug.
Oh my
was a
God.
Blessing, man. I was like, "Man, that's Hector Lavoe's son."
Man, yo.
That's amazing. Ay, Dios mío.
You make me want to cry right now. For real, yo. Like,
oh my God.
Like I said, and Mike, I acknowledged Mike Amadeo too, because he was also with me in the board, you know, the board. And he's another one that acknowledged.
Mira para allá.
They acknowledged Hector Lavoe.
Mira eso.
And he's, to this day, you know, in Prospect, that the record shop,
yeah,
that's his, and he's 90 years old.
Mira para allá, mira. Ay, Dios mío.
I know who you're talking about, yeah.
That's him. He's 90.
90 something,
yeah.
Dios mío.
God bless
Ay,
him.
pero.
Yeah, the viejo with the goatee.
Ay, Dios mío. Mira, talking
with
about
the mustache.
Yeah, talking about viejo.
He's
Let's
been
go.
there for years.
Yeah.
We gotta go on a break right now. We'll be right back, guys. Pero mira, oh my God, like 90 something years.
Yeah,
like 90 something years old.
We'll be right back. Yeah, he was like 97 years old.
Guys. Pero mira, oh my God, like 90 something years. Like 90 something years old.
We'll be right back. Yeah, he was like 97 years old.
Greetings to all parents seeking an educational and entertaining show for your child. Look no further, as I am delighted to introduce you to Raiden's World. Hosted by the talented Raiden Laloma. This captivating show immerses young viewers in a world of imagination, science, and more, making learning a delightful experience. If you have Roku TV, simply download the LDM Network channel app or visit www.raidensworld.com for updates, games and more. Also stay updated by following the show on Instagram. Raiden's World is carefully crafted to engage children in a fun and educational manner, fostering their curiosity and love for learning. The show offers a unique blend of entertainment and knowledge, ensuring that your child's educational needs are met while they enjoy the wonders of Raiden's adventures. We invite you to join us on this educational voyage that promises not only to entertain your child but also to expand their horizons. It is the perfect combination of fun and learning, creating a wholesome viewing experience for both children and parents alike. So, why wait any longer? Dive into the world of Raiden's World today and witness the magic unfold before your eyes. Thank you for choosing us to be a part of your child's educational journey.
Hi, welcome. Oh my God. Mira, you caught us. We were having a conversation here. Mira, 90 years old, para que tú sepas. Que está duro, él sigue para adelante. He won't stop. Mira. That is amazing.
And he's sharp, man. You know, we was talking about it in the break that I remember this gentleman. He built that shop on his own, and he's been there for years.
Right.
Celia Cruz used to come in there. Tito Puente, a lot of salseros used to go in there and hang out with this guy, and he helped them. Yeah, he helped them and supported them through their career.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And he's straight from the Bronx, and
he's
one of those people that is known to every celebrity, but he's not the celebrity himself.
Exactly.
But he should be.
So humble.
I know.
Man.
Yeah.
And it worries me because all this stuff that is happening in the, in Los Angeles now, over the weekend in New York, downtown, and sometimes when it starts in one way, it's going to jump into another city, and sometimes I wonder, will it get to Puerto Rico? Because with all the changes and all this frustration with the La Luz, con Luma, con todo esto,
the power grid, man, over there.
It's like a chain. It's like a chain. Do you ever think of, maybe there's going to be a riot in Puerto Rico? Can we afford a riot in Puerto Rico? Because we barely can make it.
Is that, the situation is that I was so upset that when President Biden during that time, that he actually gave Ukraine over $40 billion. We're not talking about arms and we're not talking about federal funds.
Right.
But at least, Biden should have gave at least, I'm not asking for 100 billion, 50, just $2 billion to fix the power grids of Puerto Rico.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Amen.
it should be.
We got to think, man, we have a lot of senior citizens, a lot of people that are disabled, a lot of people that are depending on machines.
Yeah. The hospitals and everything that's over there, yeah.
So, they need to do that. We need to actually, and big shout out to Bad Bunny too.
Yeah.
Because
Mira, I have so much respect con ese hombre.
You right about Bad Bunny. He does so much for the community in PR.
Remember the song? They said it's not going to be. We don't want Puerto Rico to be another Hawaii.
No. Yep.
A lot of Puerto Ricans. Some was like, oh, why are you saying that story? But they don't understand.
Yeah, they don't.
That.
They got to understand
because
it.
We don't want Puerto Rico to be like Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to thank so much a lot of powerful Puerto Rico activists. Like Brooklyn Storm, Nicole, Jason, Lila, Judy, Miguel. That these guys, you see them out there. Power Malou, that's another powerful brother.
They're out there and they're protesting and they're like, listen, we're not moving until we are heard. Yes. And I mean, you got to give them kudos because I wouldn't be able to do it. Honestly, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be able to do it. And it's messed up that, we're living in the 2025. Y tú me puedes creer que the light se me va a ir en Puerto Rico if I go over there. ¿Tú puedes creer eso?
I agree with you guys.
Can you believe that?
We're going to 2025 when the United States is going to say, you know what? It's time to take care of these people. Like they've been through so much and they so resilient and they bounce back from everything that they've been through.
Right.
Even before World War II. When they're going to say, hey, you know what? Let's give them their respect and let's give them the acknowledgement and the care they need. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we need. You know what I'm saying? We always support United States. Mm-hmm. Why not support Puerto Rico?
We in everything. In everything.
We've been in wars. Puerto Rico's been in wars.
They've been in every war.
Every war. American war.
And that's facts.
It's true.
That's
why we got to thank God, President Obama, during that time, because he acknowledged the Borinquenias, 65th Infantry.
Yeah.
And they were using them, because these guys were so good. So in every war, they said, we got to use these guys.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know that. Anybody wants to really actually want to see, know about any information about them, go to YouTube.
Yep.
And what they've been through and discrimination and everything.
Yep.
Con todo y eso, they were still there as a team.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they awesome and they beautiful people, man.
This is why it's so important to educate yourself and try to do the best that you can to support your community. Support people like Lou, trying to bring the community together to acknowledge a lot of things that people forgot. And it's not all Hollywood. It's not all, we have to learn. We have to unite. See, if we're not united, nothing's going to happen. Nothing is going to be accomplished. So I always say, please support your community.
I always say, united,
educate yourself.
United we stand, divided we fall. So
and
it's
together we could do a lot. And a lot of people are not, into, protesting. Everybody's different. But do your little granito de arena,
somehow.
Do something. Educate your kids, not to forget your culture.
Ancestry.
And just que siga pa'lante. How we just gotta keep going forward.
And remember
please.
your roots.
Oye, ¿verdad?
You got to remember your roots. That's how trees grow, through the roots.
The thing is that, you know, some Puerto Ricans here, they go, oh, Puerto Rico's messed up. No. And I said, when was the last time you were on? I've never been there.
Yeah,
mira.
I haven't been there in 14, 15 years.
Yeah, how you going to talk about something that you don't know about?
You know, just go over there and you're going to see the results. It's really...
Cuando tú te estás bañando over there and then the lights went out and then the water goes real cold.
Yeah.
I went over there. I went over there after one of those storms, maybe like 6 years ago, and there was a storm, and like
Charles says we can get together, but first we have to fight against the real issue, and that is the officials of PR stealing when they are sent help. It's so true. Absolutely. Es verdad.
Yeah.
The government official that's there.
Yeah.
You know that.
Eso se olvídate, es un bochinche allá.
Like they say, yes, you know, we're not, blaming like all the blame, to the United States, but also Puerto Rico, our people, itself, because there's a lot of corruptions and they take money, and I don't know why they doing that, but there's corruptions everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
It's really like Donald Trump. He emphasized a lot of the corruptions, and that's everywhere. That's everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
I'm saying that's everywhere. So
everybody's corrupted.
Yeah. So that's why you got Juan Dalmau from the new political movement.
Yeah.
He's the one that's actually helping him, Bad Bunny. OC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah.
Nita Velasquez, another, politician. You know what I'm saying? So and to tell you the truth, a lot of people thought that they were going against these giants, and they didn't even really lose by a lot. So
Look at that.
So I'm thinking that maybe when his time is up, I'm thinking that, he's going to make a lot of changes. And I think if we need to be educated, and once we know about this guy,
speak more about it,
because you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Then I think everybody is actually going to be, together, and then we're all going to be on the same page, and then,
and especially if you put people on the spotlight. You know what I'm saying?
You have
if
because
you just show that this person is the one stealing this person.
Because let me tell you, a good example about that is the Airbnb owner. About the whole Coquille situation, the Airbnb co-owner. Ese es un sinvergüenza, déjame decirte.
Yeah, come on.
And it's just the things that he's said and stuff, but then you come to the island and try to steal their resources, try to use them for your benefit. I know.
Right. No. Because the thing is that, you got most of these foreigners, and it's okay, you know what I'm saying, that we got foreigners in Puerto Rico, but over there in Puerto Rico. But the thing is that a lot of people don't know that the reason they go to Puerto Rico, because if you have a business, it's 4% corporate tax.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in other words, you go file taxes for 6 months, and then after that, tú te puedes ir.
¿Lo ven?
So then
that's why Walmart is in every corner in Puerto Rico.
Capital gains, dividends, and all that.
It's so true.
You know what I'm saying? So there's free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why people go over there. And to tell the truth, a lot of people don't know there's a lot of, white people, there's a lot of trainees.
Hay de todo, de todo.
De todo. So
oh my
people
God.
can't say that Puerto Rico is doing bad or whatever. No, we're not. We're not doing bad. A little island that is over 3.1, 3.2 million people.
That everybody want to enjoy and take advantage of the resources of it.
Yeah,
they're only doing that because the PR government is letting them.
Right, because
eso es verdad. That's right. That's you're so right, Charles.
Charles, and you're right. And the thing that is disappointing, because you got all these governors that they've been nothing but puppets. Why?
Big time.
Why I say that? Because when you got it there, all these government that they're all together, but like I said, they the ones doing things. Bad things. So it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, maybe,
they should just make a difference. And you know what? If these people going through a lot of distress, man. It's like Aviso Campo. He's like our Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. And he's a good guy. He was never a terrorist. It's just that,
now he's corrupted.
The United States making it seem like he's
always.
He was fighting for freedom. He was fighting for us.
Us, yeah.
Lolita Lebron, look at her.
Yeah, that's true.
She's another pioneer. Look when she was arrested, and then when we talking about that they didn't really do anything bad, but what about the Capitol, January 6th, that they killed people and everything, whatever. And then they just
It's so true. You know, that is absolutely true. Yeah.
The Power Boys, the leader, he was supposed to do 22 years, and then Donald Trump pardoned them.
Mira eso.
But
mira eso.
Lolita LeBron, they stood there and they did over 25 years. But when Lolita was supposed to come out, she came out and said, "What about my brothers?" They said, "No, they still in there. You know what?
Then I stay too.
I stay too."
Yep.
Mira para allá.
You know?
Eso es amor. Eso es amor para la patria.
Man, and big shout out to Lolita LeBron. Man.
Yes, big shout out to her. Big shout out.
Listen, guys, man, enjoy your brain.
Yes,
you know, like,
yes. Lou for councilman.
Listen to him. You could tell he studied and he worked hard and
he educated himself.
He educated himself, and I appreciate you, man. Like,
thank you, my brother.
You definitely true pioneer.
Yeah, no, I'm proud. I'm so proud. I'm so proud, Lou, because you know, like I know him, you know, for so many years, you know, and it's awesome, man. And so I'm so proud of you. Listen, guys, June 22nd. From 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., the renaming is going to happen between 11 and 12. Right. So please be there. Bring, like Edith, bring your chair, bring your cooler. Mira, adiós, espérate, eso también, eso, güey. Eso también. Oh, sorry. Pero mira, bring your family, la tía, los chillos, everybody. Yes, it's going to be fun. It's going to be very fun. Thank you, Lou, for coming. Thank you so much for your hard work. Thank you for never, you know, your resilience, and you never give up. And thank you because you're like you're teaching us to be better. And it's great, man. And it's never too late. And if we could have 1 million of you, Lou, I think this will be a better place. Yes. You know? Mira, Lou pa presidente. Lou pa presidente.
People have been asking, even my mother, you should, you know, I
mean, yo no sé, espérate, mira.
If I get endorsed by Ruben Diaz Senior and Junior, hey, why not? I'll do it.
Mira, vamos.
I'll do it.
Vamos para arriba.
Something, man. I'm behind you. That's what they
guys.
And shout out to Rafael Salamanca. He's running for Bronxborough president. And then Freddie Perez, he's going to run for councilman for District 17.
Vamos a ver si Lou también. Vamos a ver si Lou también.
You never know.
Vamos a votar y no en la basura. Vamos a votar la basura que está ahora más mismo.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Thank you so much. Yes.
This is so exciting. It's been an amazing show today. Yes. And we educate an educational show. Viste que en Latino Rudio, like, we do a thing here.
And we do learn, yo. So we guys, do learn. All we got to say is be safe. Be you and be blessed. And before, follow Lou, follow the Latino Ruido. Tell everybody, share this show. Yes. Right now it's gonna be available.
And another thing I forgot, big shout out to my girl Jackie too, man, because she has helped me big time.
All right.
She
shout out to everybody.
She actually helped me get up at 4 in the morning.
Mira para allá.
In my car with Jimbo to go to Orchard Beach
to do it.
All right, Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Be blessed.
Thank you.
Be safe.
Be safe. Thank you.
Be you.
God bless you.
Thank you. Woo, that was good and educational, man. That's amazing.
That was a great show.